Buckle up. George Vollman, the Automotive Insider, is here. You can find him at theautomotiveinsider.com. And Vollman Ford on I-96 in between Grand Rapids and Lansing in the cool city of Portland. And I got to say, if you're watching on Fox 47 right now, you took my breath away with your ride today. What is that you've parked out in front of here of our Gillespie Group storefront studio?
That's a 2011 Ford Mustang Coupe, and it is running the 3.7-liter V6. I wanted to try that because I kind of know what the 5-liter is going to be, which is very fast. But this one is as fast as last year's GT. This is a fun car to drive.
Is it? Is that black?
Yeah, it's black with the black interior.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the brushed aluminum wheels. It's a gorgeous car. And the other thing is that I pushed 29 miles per gallon on the highway on it.
Did you? Even going that fast?
Well, I wasn't going that fast. I mean, I got to be careful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's hard to go slow in that car,
that's
I
true.
would
You're
think.
looking down and you're saying, oh, my God, I didn't know I was going this fast.
I saw a story about the 2011 Ford Harley-Davidson F-150 being revealed this week in Sturgis. That's where you would release something like that anyway.
Yeah,
well, what's that all
absolutely
about?
correct. Well, basically, Ford has built a Harley-Davidson specialty truck, and they've done it primarily off the 250 chassis. They're doing it off the, in 2011, they're doing it off the F-150. And the reason for it is that they can drop the 6.2-liter V8 engine in it, which develops, I think, well over 400 horsepower. So for all those people that drive their Harleys on the back of a Ford F-150 to Sturgis, they can pull them and not have a concern.
Okay, that's pretty snazzy. General Motors says they're going to have an upswing in the results from the second quarter. Ed Whitaker, the quotation is, "It will be good, it will be impressive."
That's correct. And that's because they're building automobiles and they're selling automobiles. It's the only way to do it, and that's what they are doing.
The initial public offering, we're saying, could come, the IPO for General Motors this fall. Would you want in on that?
Probably not.
No?
And only because it's going to be a long-term play with GM. It's not going to be a short-term play. And not only that, but no matter how they fund it, okay, and how well they get subscribed, they're still not going to be able to hit, I think, $119 per share to pay back all of the government money, which I think is a psychological target with people in the investment community more than it is a real target. So I think it's a long-term play with GM. And at least that's what I hope it is. And in fact, you know what? I'd like to see all these stocks be long-term plays as opposed to this get-in, get-out stuff.
Yeah, you might as well go to Firekeepers Casino if
Well,
you're going to do that kind
go.
of thing. Let me ask you now, in terms of sort of fixing your costs, we understand that the Michigan Public Service Commission has given the green light to Detroit Edison when it comes to charging your electric car, that you'll have a second meter. You could have a second meter in your house only for the car. And that there are going to be price structures where if you charge it in the middle of the night in the off-peak hours, 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. or something like that, you can get a rate that's fixed at $40 a month per car. Is that a good deal?
You know what? I'd have to do the calculation on that. I would imagine Detroit Edison has already done the calculation, and that is probably a good deal. Once again, when you get down to the electric cars, people are going to divide it out, and it's going to be based on what the gallon of gas is selling for, because that's the relative measure. In other words, I could have had a 4-cylinder gas motor that got X, and I have this electric that I paid Y for, and they're going to do the comparison. And they're going to do that comparison before they buy. So the lower the gas prices, the harder it's going to be to get people into electric cars.
$40 a month per car. That sounds pretty good if it runs on electricity almost all the time.
All the time. And that's the
question, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we did a comparison, and it's going to be a challenge at $41,000. Now, granted, there's for the Chevy Volt, there's the government subsidy, but you've got to assume that the government subsidy is not going to be there all the time, or it can't be. So, it's going to be very, very interesting. I think the last time we talked about this a couple years ago, I said that Chevrolet would be best to try to come in under 30 if they could. Then they'd have a runaway winner.
Not even close.
Not even close.
43,000 minus the subsidy.
Right, and this kind of reminds me of how they priced the Cadillac Elante back in the day when I was working for them.
The dear departed Cadillac Elante.
They priced it too high, and they should have come in low and then decide with the market pressures, do we raise the price from there? It's kind of how Toyota does it. probably the smarter way.
All right, thank you very much. TheAutomotiveInsider.com.
Correct.
Or
And
VollmanFord.com.
Brian, we have that car on the lot. It's a great car.
How much is it?
It's under 20. It was
Under
sold for
20?
under 29,000.
Oh, 29, under
Yes.
30.
That's beautiful.
It's under 30.
It's surprising, isn't it, Senator
It's a
Allen?
beautiful car,
Absolutely beautiful.
and it's
Absolutely
fully equipped.
Just think how quickly you could get around that big district of yours
It
in
would be
that
amazing, yes, and you would look good in it also. So.
Anybody would look good in that
That's
car, right?
absolutely correct.
Well, thank you very much. And George Vollman will join us later if you're in the Lansing area from 9 till 10 for the Mid-Michigan Business Wrap, where we will talk with small business people, as you heard us mention with Congressman Rogers a few minutes ago. Been waiting to
Yes, sir.
see State Senator Jason Allen, the Republican from northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, and the Petoskey area now, too. Welcome back to
Thank
the studio.
you, sir. It's been an adventuresome time over the last week.
I should say so. We're going to get the whole story in the next segment
Look
here,
forward
but
to it,
we've
sir.
been very curious to hear what's
Thank you,
going
sir.
on in that first congressional district, where it's essentially a tie at the moment, is the way I think you look at it, between State Senator Jason Allen and Dr. Dan Banashek, the so-called Tea Party candidate. We'll get the full story and who will be the Republican nominee to go up against Gary McDowell in the seat vacated by Congressman Bart Stupak. In 4 minutes, stay tuned. State Senator Jason Allen is next on Michael Patrick Shields.